An illness outbreak is raising new concerns about what's ending up on our plates. The CDC says cases of cyclospora are climbing across the country, and now health officials are racing to find the source. Fox 5's Regina Rita live in Friendship Heights tonight with the latest from health officials. Regina.
Yeah, well, Kenneth, this foodborne illness causing explosive diarrhea is surging across the country. New data from the CDC shows it has spread to 34 states. Nearly 1,700 cases have been confirmed. Another 5,100 cases are still being investigated. And now health officials are trying to pinpoint the direct source. Now, cyclosporiasis is a parasitic illness that spreads through contaminated fresh produce. Health officials say this year's outbreak is the largest they've seen, with Michigan reporting the most cases. More than 100 people have been hospitalized in the nation, though no deaths have been reported. Symptoms include severe diarrhea, nausea, fatigue, and stomach cramps. Some are now concerned about whether it's safe to buy fresh produce.
So we are waiting right now, though, to find out the exact source. And in the meantime, some of us may opt to reduce our consumption of some of the produce that the government is saying might be implicated at the end of the day.
Dr. Roas of George Mason University says you should take extra care when washing your produce. She also says identifying the source could take longer as federal funding cuts and hiring freezes have slowed the response. Meanwhile, state and federal investigators are looking into whether Taco Bell is connected to the outbreak, while Michigan health officials are focusing on lettuce and other salad greens. Some consumers say they're thinking twice before filling their carts with fresh produce.
That's why I'm totally fine, not buying it. So, yeah, I mean, I would rather just avoid and then wait for some guidance to come out when it's okay to buy those things again.
I also heard about some of the prepackaged salad bags and everything, so definitely staying away from those.
And experts say opting out to maybe frozen and cooked veggies instead of fresh ones could prevent you from getting sick. Kenneth?